Hello and welcome to Red Pill Rundown. To balance out the last book review, here is one that is just a nice piece of classic science fiction, The Great Explosion by Eric Frank Russell. It's a short book, less than 200 pages, but a worthwhile read that I recommend checking out. Too lazy to read a short book, but curious enough to hear about it? No worries, because here's your quick rundown on The Great Explosion. To begin our journey through the stars, it's good to know how humans, known in this book as Terrans, were able to get to the stars in the first place. A man named Bleeder wanted to levitate a penny as a magic trick, and upon success had created a new device that provides thrust independent of the load. The end result is that even large spaceships can travel faster than the speed of light. The result is what is called the Great Explosion, where millions of humans left Earth on ships equipped with Bleeder drives and went on to colonize about 1,600 worlds. To give some quick examples, there are 14 worlds in the Epsilon group that are wonderful except for notoriously heavy gravity, a world of self-styled wizards, and even one, quote, where semi-sentient vegetables cultivated themselves in obedience to human masters, end quote. Anyways, 400 years after the Great Explosion, the Terran world wished to establish an empire by uniting the colonies, with the premise for uniting being against the potential threat of a hypothetical alien enemy. In this book, we follow one ship filled with crew, bureaucrats, soldiers, and diplomats as they explore 4 planets. The first planet was one that was filled with criminals from Terra, so basically Australia minus the constant fires. Like the Aussies, the people are lazy, crafty, and full of banter. As it was populated by criminals, women are in short supply, so they voluntarily trade themselves between different strongholds or keeps in an attempt to find a husband. Other than that event, which happens once a year or so, each village is independent as people are generally thieves in a dog-eat-dog fashion. It's estimated that there are about 16,000 strongholds with a total population of 17 to 18 million people. The Terrans, who are very polite and rules-oriented, get tricked many times by the natives due to their naivete and ignorance, and give up, leaving the planet. Couldn't handle the banter. The second planet they visit is Hygeia, with an estimated population of 2.5 million people. A group called the Sons of Freedom came first, followed by Naturists. The planet is developed and green with farming fields, horse-drawn carriages, and steam-powered trains. The Naturists rule the planet as they took it over from the Sons of Freedom, now outnumbering them 20-1. They are focused on health of mind and body, exercising and eating well. The result is that there are 7 foot 300 pounds of lean muscle walking around, making Hathor look like a manlet, all while walking around in the nude as they are all nudists. With sharp minds, they too are full of good banter, trolling the Terrans with their wit and mocking their soft, pudgy bodies. Anytime the ship is on a non-hostile planet, the crew are given leave according to ship regulations. However, they are told they must go on leave in the nude to fit in with local customs, wearing only their boots. Going back to the manlet question, while out and about, one soldier who is a, quote, physical culture expert, end quote, picks a fight with a Hygeian and he gets picked up by his neck, held in midair, told to shut up, and put back down. Anyways, the Terran leadership on board strike a deal with the government of Hygeia and will establish an embassy with communications equipment on a secluded island staffed with bodyguards and a full consul. For the third planet, it is a mysterious one. The planet is called Kasim, with 7 moons and a bigger and younger sun compared to ours. It was founded by a Muslim Buddhist cult of about 750,000 people, a jungle world with few roads and buildings. All villages appear to be in ruins, overgrown over many years. No life is found, and it is assumed that the colonists died of disease, so they do not land on the planet for sake of the crew's safety according to regulations. The final planet is known only as K229. It was founded by 4 million assorted dissidents called Gans. Terran records about the planet are not specific, but it is the 3rd planet of 10 circling a sun with 1 large moon. It's similar to Earth, but with more land and less ocean, and it also has smaller ice caps at the north and south poles. It has populated villages, towns, and roads. It has Earth-like grass and fields for farming with motorized equipment and vehicles. Again, and if it isn't obvious at this point, it's very much the style of the author, the inhabitants are snarky and clever and want nothing to do with the Terrans. They take everything literally, so if you want to find their leader and ask for the biggest man in town, they'd show you this guy. The Gans are anarchists, getting their name from Gandhi, and their economy functions without currency or government or any hierarchies at all, instead using obs, which are short for obligation. Essentially paying back favors to someone, but on larger scale. Truly fictional, as hierarchies happen naturally, but in any case, if the Terrans are too pushy with questioning as they try to learn more about the planet and culture, the Gans refute with MYOB, which is Gandhian slang for mind your own business. Their motto, seen in plaques, is FIW, which stands for Freedom, I Won't, as they consider freedom their sole weapon needed to fight against outsiders, basically non-violent resistance from Gandhi. Land, housing, and property are man's possession when used, but if left due to death or just abandonment, the property is then up for grabs. Therefore, a newcomer could find land untouched or a house not being used, and use it to possess it. The system is explained to some members of the Terrans, and a Terran sergeant goes AWOL to be a farmer on this planet. Likewise, 400 more men end up deserting before the ship's leaders give up and leave the planet. That's your quick rundown. Links in the description. See you guys later.